not allow state school to hire external coaches. So that's the point of the debate. So what are state schools? State schools are schools that are funded by the government completely. That means that every penny is actually coming from the government based on the government fund for the education. And the hire, and what we mean by hire is meaning that to bring or to pay someone to do something uh, on our school. So external coaches, meaning that coaches that are coming not from the school, either that's from an institution, an organization, or another school, or university. So what our problems here, ladies and gentlemen? The problem is that the school's funding is actually limited, despite how much government are contributing. But it is actually really limited because the needs for students are actually increasing as time grows. For example, in the 1960s, we didn't have to use computer for our schools. But nowadays, computers are an essential part because we have what we call UNBK. And it is going to be a really pricey decision for us to actually bring in coaches here, ladies and gentlemen, because coaches is considered an expensive facility, and it's an exclusive facility that are really significant for that really have a significant effect on our school's funding. So therefore, when we are going to bring these coaches to school, it is going to hamper some of the school's activities, whether it is going to be like momentarily, or it is going to shut some activities permanently, because the state school are funding for these coaches. All right, let's move on to the mechanics. The mechanics is that we won't bring external coaches, but we do allow students and teachers from within the school to coach. What that means is that our school won't be bringing out other coaches from other schools and or institutions. All right, so we define the motion that we also define the problem, and we also define the mechanism. Let's move on to the arguments. The first argument is that internal coaches can actually imply those coaching skills to their own skills, and what we mean is that when students and or teachers are going to coach, they are going to evaluate their own students or evaluate their own friends. Therefore, they are going to have a perspective of skills of another person and can also use that as a reference for their own skills as well. So, what is let me explain. Because coach's job is actually just sitting, evaluating, and dot reports. Everybody can do that. And it is actually a really intriguing process of coaching that are really essential for the development of the skill itself, ladies and gentlemen. So what we think here is that coaching can actually be done by another student, whether it is a senior or a junior itself. Because when we are going to take a junior, for example, the juniors can learn from the seniors debating and can evaluate which one of them, in their own opinions and based on references, to be the most superior, and just apply those kinds of technique for themselves. While for the seniors, they can see the juniors' progress, and they're just going to see how their junior style of doing things, and they can apply those style to themselves as a modification or a completely new style at all. Yes.
You said students can just learn from the seniors who are experienced, but not all schools have those students with experience who can teach their juniors. So it means it's not equal to those schools who does not have those students or experience.
Ladies and gentlemen, we don't have to rely on our experience alone. We also have references from other media, such as YouTube, such as websites, such as books like African Voice, for example, and also the database. So it doesn't really necessary for us to have an external coach for us because we can evaluate ourselves, and by evaluating ourselves, we can actually develop our own style and develop our own unique personality in the things that we do. I and the second argument is that we are going to the external coaches are going to be more focused on the school, which is going to be explained by my second speaker further. But let me give you a template here. So basically, external coaches are just coaches that are coming from within. So automatically, they will just be focused on themselves. Contrary to the other external coaches, they are going to coach another schools and simply cannot divide their own attention. So I think that is it for me. Thank you very much, and we support this motion. Thank you.
6 minutes and 3 seconds.